What's been going on while I'm gone? Jesus. Well, Guido and Flap are gone, so that's good. You better be there.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
what's
this? A parade? There are huge barriers blocking the way to Rougerie. Just my luck. I must find another way.
Fucking clowns. I hate clowns. Huge barriers blocking my
There's
way.
a lot going on, huh?
They're just people,
Have you been
George.
standing here all day? Spreken Sie Dutch?
Yeah, wrong
Alles
country.
vans francês? His eyes tell me that he understands all right. He just doesn't want to talk. I hate clowns.
I hate them too, pal.
That clown is dressed as a London billboard. At least he doesn't play an accordion.
This, George, your French is terrible. It's getting worse and worse. What's going on?
Hello, excuse me, sorry, could I... Hello? They don't even notice me. Hello, excuse me, they don't even know... Pardon me,
Oh, hello.
could you tell me what's being celebrated here?
Yes, this is the traditional opening march.
Opening what?
You don't know? The annual Parisian city market. It will open its gates tomorrow.
That's interesting. Can you tell me how to get to Rougerie?
That's just bad luck, monsieur. The parade will take about 2 hours.
But I have to get there. My girlfriend lives there.
I live there myself. I should be at home with my wife and kids, but c'est la vie, monsieur. Come on, celebrate with us instead of complaining.
Thanks, but I'm not in the mood for parades. Besides, 2 psychotic killers are chasing me. Would you celebrate if you were me?
That sounds really exciting.
Believe me, I'll take dull any day of the week. I can't wait till the parade is over. There must be another way. I'm off. Enjoy the parade.
Thanks, and good luck, monsieur.
Son of a bitch.
That's sold by the cardboard nose over there. No way.
I bet they notice me now.
That balloon bursts like a bubble. I like it. The passers-by don't. They look at me even more grimly than that goat that time in Lochmarn.
Lockmore.
At least there's a passage now. That's just my luck.
Dogs and balloons.
Maybe it's just me, but this trash looks kind of familiar. No, I hate pushing boxes.
Yeah, me too, pal.
I never liked dogs. This one somehow reminds me of 20. That mud in Marseille.
Marseille.
Do I look deranged?
Oh. Okay.
Yes, nice doggy.
Good job, George.
I was told that my uncle was part of their cult. Georges, at the time, I had no idea that it was the Neo-Templars. I only wanted to help him. I infiltrated their order under the false name of Christine Roux to get my uncle out of there. But when I met him, there I was stunned. His eyes were just empty, like a dead man's gaze. It was very disturbing. He seemed to have been drugged. But worse than that, he kept stammering the word gate.
Do you know what he meant by that?
No idea. It's possible that it was just the drugs. That would explain both his gaze and his stammering.
Why was your uncle part of the Templars anyway?
I guess he couldn't resist the temptation.
Temptation?
Yes, Georges. 2 million euro.
Hey, on second thought, the Templars aren't such bad folks after all.
But this talk about a gate worries me still.
But that's probably a result of the drugs.
True. It could be. But maybe it has something to do with the Templars' plans.
You might be right. Where would you start your investigation?
The only one who knew about my plan was a good friend of Andre.
A good friend?
Yes, a friend. Nothing more.
What's his name?
Jimmy McCluff, an English historian, whose main field is the Templars.
Why did you let him in?
Because he could provide me with inside information about the Order.
Have you met him in person?
No, I avoided that. After all, it might have been a trap. We only exchanged emails.
So he's never actually seen you or heard your voice?
No,
Do you think he might have given you away?
it's possible.
Maybe I should pay him a little visit.
I don't think that's a good idea, Georges. The Templars are involved with everything. So why not with McCluff?
But we can't just sit and wait until the Templars get what they want. Who knows what they're up to this time? Where can I find this Jimmy McGlaw?
He has a mansion in York, England.
England, huh? I've never been there. And it means something if there's a place I've never been to.
Georges, please stop bragging.
But it's a fact. Where exactly can I find McGlaw?
As I've said, I've never met him. But as Andre told me,
Then we'll never find him.
can't you forget your childish rivalry for 1 minute?
Not for a second.
Anyway, you should start at the York Library. McCluff is a scholar, so he should be registered there. Maybe you can find his address in the personal file. Take a map at the airport. The library should be on there.
Will do. I better be going. Wish me luck.
Okay, Georges. Take care of yourself.
I'll ring you as soon as the plane lands.
Not even, a welcome to France sex? Come on. God damn it. Where the fuck's the airport? There you go. I fly half across the world, don't even get a hug or a kiss.
This is a York map. I'm over here. And the public library is over here. There isn't much going on. What's that hammering noise? As I turn my head toward the Victorian desk, I see the source of the insufferable noise. The librarian's torturing her keyboard. I hate computers. Might be connected to the fact that I'm not very computer literate. I'm not old-fashioned, but I prefer more plain calendars, without these awful pictures that completely destroy the mood. My mood, at least. No way, I'm not taking it.
You're a bit negative, George.
She's typing something on her keyboard. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please?
Yes, please.
Do you know anything about the Templars?
Only a little. They were a pop group that made quite a splash in the 60s, you know. The ones with the mop-top hairdos.
I think the group you're talking about were the Beatles. The Templars are some sort of chivalric order whose descendants tried to take over the world recently. You don't believe me, do you?
Not really, sir.
There's not much going on today, is there?
You're right. It's because Revolution Software is holding a public launch of their new computer game.
That's
It's called
amazing.
Broken Sword. Do you know it?
I don't, and to be honest, it doesn't really sound that great.
It's the
I don't
best.
think it'll be a success. In a few weeks, no one will be talking about it anymore.
Mm-hmm. Ouch.
So, what are you writing there?
None of your business.
Sorry, I only asked.
I was joking, sir. My late mum always told me be friendly and funny to all the people you meet.
Yeah, very funny.
Stop making fun of me.
I'm sorry,
I was just taking the mickey out of you.
Stop it.
Okay, I see. You're not a humorous person.
Yes, I am. I can be extremely funny. Why did the blonde climb up a glass wall?
Oh God, George.
There was someone outside the door who told me that joke. Don't you think that kind of joke is cruel? Well, let's change the subject.
Good-
I need some
good job.
information about one of your members, Jimmy McGlaw.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why?
Because I can't just hand out private information to a complete stranger. Data protection, you see.
Sure, but I'm not a stranger, am I?
Aren't you? Then you must be Michael Burns, the one Mr. McClough said was his best friend.
Of course.
No, I'm not Michael Burns.
No. Oh, damn it.
At least you didn't lie to me. I made the name up.
Can you
Oh,
make an
well, okay.
exception? It's really important.
I'm afraid not.
Yo.
Well, thanks anyway. Bye.
Bye!
Bye. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for
There's
wasting
a
my
small
fucking
red
time.
rubber ball. Someone must have lost it. Who knows? Might be useful. From Goth to Rowling to Tolkien, everything's available. I haven't read a book not dealing with the Templars in a while.
Ouch. Stop banging the keyboard. Jesus.
He looks restless and nervous. Excuse me.
Yes?
My name is Stobart. George Stobart.
Ah, hi. My name's David.
Hi, David.
Do you know
Does the
anything
word
about the
Templar ring
Templars?
any bells?
Sorry, I don't know anything about that. I'm studying animal science, and it's nothing about animals, is it?
Actually, it kind of is. A weasel and a gorilla are working for them.
A weasel and a gorilla? How?
That's a long story.
Ah, I see. Unfortunately, I'm in a bit of a rush with this. I have to hand in my essay next Monday, and I haven't even half finished.
Cheer up. I'm sure you'll make it.
Thanks. I wish I had your confidence.
Do you know if the librarian's always so strange?
You mean Mrs. Leroy? Not always. She's just having a bad day today. Her computer, the one she watches over like her own child, has already crashed twice today. It's made her a little jumpy. Now she has to catch up on an incredible amount of work, which explains why she's literally bludgeoning her keyboard.
Why did her computer crash?
Because some electrical cable in the basement doesn't work properly. It takes at least an hour until that can be repaired. And now, poor Miss Leroy has to do all the work by herself.
Don't you have a janitor?
The caretaker is at a presentation, something about a computer game.
I see. Listen, David, can you tell me where I find the fuse box in the basement?
What do you want to do there?
Things.
Well, down the stairs, second door to the right, then left and down the corridor.
Thanks, I wouldn't have found it by myself. Now I know where to go in the basement. A small red rubber ball. I scanned this outdated newspaper for something useful, but except a report about a school that was hit by an outbreak of constipation, affecting hundreds of children, there's nothing of interest. Hey, a football shirt. It says York United. There's a notepad.
Oh, look at this. What, the numbers? Huh? Must be pressed in sending order, blah blah blah. The summon around numbers of the second, third button is the last button. Has an odd number. The fuck?
It's seen better days, I think. I'm not going to clean up.
Yes, you are, George.
I'm not going to clean up. Damn, it's stuck. I can't open it with my bare hands. This should work. It says York United.
Attention, in case of emergency, press 3 buttons in the correct order to turn off the power. The lower panel controls additional networks not used. Boom. Boom. Yeah.
Mrs. Leroy leaves her desk.
Well, would you look at that?
That's the card index. Let's see. Here's the card index. Manish, Marworth, McKinsley. Aha, there it is. McGlaw, Rangersfield Hall. Somehow, I have a bad feeling about this.
Can I do something else?
No way, I'm not taking it.
Alright then. Let's just save.
This stately home somehow reminds me of the Villa de Vasconcelos.
One more time?
Somehow I feel nervous. This stately home somehow reminds me of the Villa de Vasconcelos.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I was a complete failure in geography class and I made my teacher crazy. But this must be the famous Clifford's Tower, and it's being highlighted by a rainbow. That's too far. What's more, I must find this McLaw guy.
But there's a pot of gold there. Oh, doorbell. There we go.
How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Stobart. George Stobart. I have an appointment with Mr. McLaw.
Strange. He didn't tell me about it. Besides, he is a visitor right now.
It's really important.
Okay, come in, I'll show you the way.
Thanks.
Mr. McLough's room is at the end of the northwest passage.
It must be cold up there in the Arctic region. Thanks very much.
That's a funny joke, George. That's a funny joke.
Without the seal, we won't have a chance.
That could cause problems.
And you think this American knows something?
Definitely. He's real nosy.
If you're right, we'll get all the necessary information about the order.
How will we catch him, Jimmy?
I've had two of my best men take care. They should be here soon.
Even though I can't stand the man, we did agree that you wouldn't hurt him. You only want his information.
Sure, that's what I said.
Could I use your toilet, please?
Of course, it's just down the corridor.
Maybe you should move out.
George!
Andre, you sneaky traitor!
It's not what you think. They only want to talk to you.
Time to leave. Oh, come on.
Oh no!
Mr. Stobart, we'll talk to you later. In the meantime, you can get familiar with your new roommate. If you aren't familiar already, that is.
Who are you? Ah!
You seem surprised, Mr. Stobart.
Come on.
How did you...
You're not the only one who can play tricks.
But I saw you lying dead on the floor of the train compartment.
Immediately before I got on the train to Bannockburn, I put on a bulletproof vest. After all, unlike you, I knew what was ahead of us and who we would encounter along the way. A blood cartridge was an incredibly useful means to feign my own death.
And how did you escape?
That's a very long story.
I've followed George to England. I haven't heard from him since his arrival in York. That's not like him at all. I'm really worried. There's something in my bag, but the usual items carried by any woman, and a phone number. From BBC to CNN, there's the full range of worldwide news TV. George would like this. He likes news. I think about ripping one of the screens out of the wall as a present for George, but reluctantly decide otherwise. Nice couple. They seem familiar somehow. Excuse me?
Yes. Oh, Miss Collard.
Do we know each other?
I met you and George in Quaramone about 4 years ago. George was in prison, and you were going to a meeting with General Graciento. Do you remember?
I do now, but I don't remember your name.
Wayne Henderson. I was there shopping with my enchanting wife, Pearl.
Ah, oui, Monsieur Henderson. Nice to see you again after such a long time.
How are you doing?
So. I'm looking for George. Ah, George! How is he? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't heard of him in a few days now. That's how men are. Sometimes they need some distance from us women. He'll call you back, honey. That's not really George's style.
Well, George does behave a little strange occasionally.
What brings you to York?
Pearl and I are here on a stopover. On our way to Morocco. We want to have a look at some old ruins there. And as we're there anyway, we'd like to do a little shopping tour.
Here in York, we've already seen the traditional happiness fair. You traveled all this way to see a fair?
It's not just some fair. It's possibly the most important invention in entertainment in living memory. Apart from the TV, maybe.
Besides, the second biggest wheel in the world is here in York.
When we arrived, it was closed for repairs.
I'm sorry?
There's no need. We went on the water roller coaster twice instead.
Whee, that was fun.
Especially when you kept screaming into my ear all the time.
Don't be so prickly, Bumblebee. Oh, Bumblebee. May I ask you how long you and George have known each other?
Since we met in Syria. That was in 1994, I believe.
1996. In 94, we visited my grandparents in Canada.
Oh, yes. Terribly boring there. And all those strangely dressed policemen.
Mounties.
What?
Those policemen you're talking about are called Mounties.
Whatever. Those Mounties were constantly watching us and kept inquiring. Life isn't easy in Canada for an American tourist.
Those Mounties were just being nice and polite.
I don't think it's nice and polite to ask how I'm doing. And
Okay,
where
I don't really
That's
care,
intrusive.
guys.
That's what it is.
If you say... It's really interesting to listen to you,
Just
but
wanna know where
unfortunately,
George
I
is.
haven't got much time. What makes this fair so...
It's simple. There aren't so many attractions there. But these few are
Well, I've never been a fan of fair. You didn't by any chance see George at the fair, did you?
Is this going anywhere?
No, I don't think so. Did we, Dwayne?
Don't think so. Sorry.
Well, thanks anyway. Bye.
Thanks for
Goodbye,
nothing.
dearie.
Thanks for absolutely nothing.
Jimmy McClough.
Who's speaking, please?
My name is Nicole Collard. I'm a TV journalist with the French channel Canal 1. We were thinking about airing an extensive portrait of you, which would include an interview. After all, you're one of the most renowned historians of our time.
It sounds really tempting, but I think I'm going to have to turn you down.
That would be a great pity. We're one of the most successful channels in Europe. Our ratings are very high, which would guarantee that your portrait would find a great audience. You would be able to tell generations of people about your views on some of the most historic events. I mean, you're one of the very few allowed to oversee the preparations for the first moon landing. You were able to follow Armstrong, Aldrin, and the others during their training for the mission. It would be a shame if the public were denied these unique insights.
I must admit that you've done your research well.
Thanks.
Under the circumstances, I'd be happy to meet you here at my house sometime.
This may sound a little forward, but how about conducting the interview today?
Today, you TV people move awfully quickly, don't you?
That's our trademark.
Very well then. I'll be at my house at 2 o'clock. For reasons of security, I can't tell you my address over the phone. But you can meet me secretary at the History Museum. She's leading a tour for a group of children there. I'll phone her and tell her you're coming. She'll bring you here. I'm sorry that I have to make it this complicated, but there really is no other way. There have been attempts to assassinate me. It seems as if I don't only have friends. I'll wait for you till 2 o'clock. That's in 20 minutes. If you're not there by that time, we'll have to postpone our meeting by about 3 weeks. Because I'm going on a 3-week business trip today.
Paris in the fall, the last months of the year and the end of the millennium. The city holds many memories for me, of cafes, of music, of love, and of death.
Paris in the spring. Passion, romance, l'amour. I was working in art insurance. It paid the rent, just about. And then, by chance, I met Nico at a private view.
You didn't tell me that you were back in Paris, George?
We should catch up. Let's have lunch.
Nobody move!